one brief Google search, and you can see a lot of people are starting to cover this topic, that Attack on Titan is getting a new ending. This is 100% real, it's getting a new ending, but I do want to make sure I state this before I go any further. This is fan-made. Now, before, everything is said and done, I know the Jujutsu no Kaisen fan-made ending that came out a few days ago definitely muddied the waters when it came to fan projects. Let's not kid ourselves, it's definitely caused a lot of people to be a little bit sour to this announcement, thanks to what happened a few days prior. However, I want to show something, an official statement from them, before I go any further, that gives credibility that the reason why they're making this isn't from a place of being disingenuous and acting like they know better than Isayama. They're just doing it because they're fans that just want to do a fanfic. For instance, this is a post from them back in 2021, them saying, "Welcome to Shingeki no Requiem, the animated movie of Attack on Titan no Requiem. Note that we are not against Isayama, aka the author of Attack on Titan. We respect the original ending of the manga and are content with it." Basically, they're saying they're fine with the ending. They're not upset, they're not disgruntled fans, they're content with it. "Our anime will simply be a what-if scenario dealing with the Attack no Requiem theory, A&R theory, more news to follow." And then obviously a few years have passed, we are now entering into 2025, and we now officially have a trailer that's come out for it, and it is apparently going to be releasing this month on January 15th. So, like I said, I wanted to kind of clear the waters a little bit, because I know, thanks to the Jujutsu Kaisen fan ending that we got a few days ago, it's going to make people's overall genuine reaction to this, first right off the bat, very negative. But, once again, unless their stance has changed and there's more information that's come out, it's very clear that they are not making this to be like, we know better than the author. They're just doing it because they're passionate fans, want to make a what-if. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that. You have stuff like that all the time for, like, other series. Like, there's stuff with, like, Dragon Ball. There's stuff with Naruto. There's some stuff with Bleach. You get the point. There's what-if animations all over the internet you could easily find for certain series if it's popular enough. So Attack on Titan getting something like this is a no-brainer. It's bound to happen, especially since it's one of the most popular anime of all time in existence. Makes sense there would be a group of people wanting to make some form of alternative ending. Now, let's get into one of the big things, okay? With this project, I do think that it's definitely going to bring up the discussion of the ending of Attack on Titan. And let's not kid ourselves, okay? The ending of Attack on Titan is definitely a heavy point of discussion for Attack on Titan to this very day. I mean, I made my peace with it, I've talked about it, I've made updates to my overall thoughts of the ending of Attack on Titan when I was doing the anime reviews and stuff. I still don't think the ending is perfect. I think that there is still inherently a lot of things I don't like about the ending, but I made peace with it. I move on. That's it. It's done. Isayama wrote it. That's it. Nothing else can be done. That is GG to the series. But the thing is that it is still to this day, if there's anything when it comes to conversation of Attack on Titan besides the art and animation, it comes down to the ending. And I do think with this release that's going to happen in January, this month, it's going to cause that topic to be brought back up again, and there's going to be a lot of positivity, there's going to be a lot of negativity, there's going to be a lot of people that are just appreciating this fan project. You're going to get everything all at once. Now, there's nothing wrong with discussion around stuff like that, it's bound to happen, and it's not necessarily Studio Eclipse's fault for even releasing this fanfic animation. There's nothing wrong with that, it's going to lead to that. So there's definitely going to be some toxicity surrounding this. But anyways, let's get into some of the things, the aspects of this trailer that's showcased. Now, it has audio and everything and all that, but I'm not really going to play the audio because I don't know if it's copyrighted audio or not, so I'm not going to play it. But I will say, visually speaking, as someone that hasn't, like, cross-checked anything, like, I'm assuming this is all original work. Like, obviously, looking at the art style and everything, it's, inspired by, Studio Mappa's designs, artwork, and even, Wit Studios for, the early seasons of Attack on Titan. The art style is very reminiscent of it. The movement and everything looks exactly like what you would expect from Attack on Titan. Obviously, there is some differences. You can see some of the facial models don't look the exact same as, like, something from what Mappa created, but it is still fundamentally, it looks very similar. I mean, it looks like they even reanimated some scenes that was in the original anime, which, great A for effort. Like, regardless, even if it isn't perfect, it doesn't look like 10 out of 10 like the original. I do think that if they truly have reanimated everything from scratch and art and all that, like they started and they drew it down, storyboarded it and all that, props to them. They are definitely doing a massive job in comparison to what that Jujutsu no Kaisen fan-made ending did when it used tracing, it did AI artwork, and all that type of stuff. This is definitely a huge improvement. Now, another thing to really look at this whole project, if this legitimately is very successful, and obviously a lot of people like it, and they legitimately have done this all from scratch, then that definitely means that this would be nice to have on your resume. Like, I feel like anyone that has participated in this project and would release it, you could probably get yourself hired. Like, if you go to, like, an animation studio or something and you showcase you did this, and you can prove that you did this and all that, then you would definitely have a high chance of getting hired as an animator. So I would feel like this would be a really good thing on your resume. So, yeah, I definitely feel like individuals that are working on this, the whole team, if this is successful, definitely could have maybe a spot within the anime industry, or the animation industry in general, depending on how this goes. But besides that, we need to get into actually how long this is going to be. So I don't really know too much information about it, but apparently this is going to be an episode, so I'm under the impression that this is going to be split into parts. I'm assuming we're going to have multiple episodes of Attack on Titan Requiem. I could be wrong there, don't quote me on that one, but I'm assuming there's going to be multiple. We don't even know how long the first episode's going to be. I'm going to assume they're probably estimating maybe an average anime episode, maybe 20-something minutes. However, going on to their post from 2021, apparently they wanted to make an animated movie, so it's possible it could be even longer than, let's say, 20 or so minutes. Maybe it's 30-something minutes, maybe 40 minutes. Who really knows? But, regardless, there is something that does need to be stated. The elephant in the room for this whole project. And that is, this is the same individuals that actually was working on the Berserk project. You might recognize this name, Studio Eclipse. They made an announcement a while back about, the official Berserk account calling them out and all that, and then, a few days later, they kind of canceled the project, and then they said they're going to continue moving forward. They basically stated they never got a formal cease and desist, but, there's been a lot of, conversation around the Berserk fan animation project, and it's still being worked on, according to them. I mean, you can literally see from this post they released a few days ago, they mentioned the Black Swordsman arc, that it's still an upcoming and all that, we can look forward to it. There's going to be future announcements to it, so it's not something that has been entirely shelved. It is still a project actively being worked on. So those that are curious or recognize this name is the group that was working on the fan animation project of Berserk. Now, the other thing I do want to mention that I think is very important, and this is definitely a positive section that I think a lot of people should look at it as, and it can come off a little bit bittersweet and sad as well. This might be the last time we see anything like massive for Attack on Titan come out. Like, hear me out on this, okay? The manga of Attack on Titan is done. It's over. Now, obviously, there is a possibility that Isayama could come back maybe this year, next year, a few years from now, and write a part 2 of Attack on Titan. Or Studio Mappa or whoever, a part of the production committee for anime studios and stuff, they want to make a follow-up for Attack on Titan in some way, or adapt a spin-off or something. That is still in the cards, but for now, Attack on Titan is done. The full movie came out like last year. You have the final season that came out. The manga's over. It seems like it's done. Attack on Titan is done. It's over. And that basically means that we don't really have much content to look forward to. If you're a massive Attack on Titan fan, there's nothing really left. So this project, regardless if it isn't like official, it's not like canon or anything, it might be the last big thing for Attack on Titan ever. It's possible. So do look at it like that as well. So I do think that in general, instead of being toxic and a lot of negativity around this, we should look at it as a way of the last hoorah, or the last farewell, so to speak, for Attack on Titan. It's a little cherry on top, so to speak, to the long journey of way over a decade for Attack on Titan, and it's going to end officially in January of 2025. But I'll leave it at that. I want to talk about this. I really like the work I saw in this trailer. It looks really nice. I'm curious to see how the full episode will look when it officially releases. I will definitely be covering that this January. But for now, thank you so much. Be safe, stay healthy, and I love you guys. Chibi out.